Friday Night Lights means it's time for the final score. Your home for hard hits, big plays, and the Basin's #1 football show. The Final Score, brought to you by these sponsors.
Hello and welcome to another edition of the Final Score, ready to kick things off here in week 6. Aaron, how are you feeling?
You know, a little busy.
Ready to go.
That's how it is this time of year.
It's that mid-season form. You know, our 6A teams have the night off, of course.
They do, but of course we're going to take a look at how those teams are faring in the non-district. And while those 6A teams are taking a break, we still have plenty of action, of course, in the Basin tonight.
Yes, and we're actually going to start with no 6A games this week. We're going to start with a look at 6-man football. Rankin, of course, still undefeated after defeating Garden City on the road last week. Tonight, another tough challenge for them in our game of the week. The Red Devils, you see it there, hosting Sterling City. Now, Rankin came into this game with the #10 ranking in the state of Texas. Sterling City, #7. Rankin coming out with a hot start, as they often do, Aaron, in these 6-man games. Not only these 6-man games, but Rankin specifically. Hudson Cox pitches it to Cross Niddle to the left. He throws it to Isaiah Arellano for the score. Next play, though, Rankin takes a shot. Titan Quigg, big catch by Deshaun Goodley. He's tired, though. He's going to take a little nap right there. But he had to run a lot in this game. Later on, you see it. Goodley tucking it and running it, and he is going to make it to the end zone. Nice touchdown right there. Sterling City, though, gets it back, and Cross Niddle throwing up a prayer, answered by Chance Ferguson. Aaron, what are the chances? Both teams not stopping anytime soon. This is all in the first quarter. Deshaun Goodley scooting to the left, making some people miss for another score. The only really critical mistake on a throwback, you have a throw across your body, picked off, and this goes the distance. Cross Niddle, he would score. 52-44, Sterling City was the score at the half. And Sterling City able to get the win here, 74-66. And now I think we're going to try to send it. We are going to check in with Jake Eichstedt a little bit later on the show, and we'll see how it goes. Or Jay, I'm sorry. Jay, we do have Jake Eichstedt. Jake Eichstedt, we send it to him now. He's joined by head coach Garrett Avalos.
The Final Score Sports Desk, brought to you by Stanley Ford.
Ben, Aaron, welcome to Red Devil Stadium tonight. An amazing football game, 74-66. Sadly, Rankin came up short. I'm here with Coach Garrett Avalos. Coach, you guys had such a phenomenal response tonight. Turnovers, mistakes, but you guys never gave up. Talk to me about how proud you are of your young guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm extremely proud of our kids. They've shown all year long that they're never going to give up. I mean, and that's been evident for a long time now, even since they were in younger grades. And they're always going to fight, and we work situations and stuff at practice, and you know, we talk about coming from behind and things like that. So I thought they did a great job fighting.
Yeah, ton of resiliency tonight. And I talked a little bit about the young guys. You guys only have 4 seniors. I know you guys got a season still coming up, only 5-1. You still play, you know, a lot of games coming up. How excited are you for the future of this program?
Yeah, we're extremely excited. You know, this is a group I've been fortunate to coach for a long time now, since they were in 6th grade, and they've always been a group that truly loves the game, and they're always fun to be around. And so we're excited, but we try not to think too far ahead. You know, we got to put the work in. So.
But speaking ahead, you guys have US's Canyon next week. They're another really good team.
Yeah.
I know you haven't watched any film yet, but what will you take away from this game into next?
You know, we just got to self-reflect and look at a lot of the mistakes we made this evening, and as a staff, you know, pinpoint those things and get it fixed at practice. And you know, going into a bye week, this is a great time to kind of reset and refocus on some of those little things that cost us, you know, at the end. So.
All right, Coach Avalos, thank you so much for your time. Have a safe drive home. Again, guys, an absolutely amazing football game, 74-66, one-score game here at Red Devil Stadium. Every fan who came out tonight got every cent worth of their ticket pay. Ben, Aaron, take it away.
Yeah, it was a great game. Thank you, Jake. We'll take a look at some more of those six-man scores later on in the show, but now we're going to move up to Class 4A.
Yeah, the biggest schools that are taking the field tonight, Class 4A, and we're going to start it off with Division 2 because, of course, that district, 7 teams. Plenty of time for each of those schools to fight their way into the postseason, but they are now entering their second week of district play.
Yeah, we've got the Golden Tours still looking for that first win, taking on number 4 Greenwood. Rangers looking to keep that perfect record. Here we are. Tours trying to come back from an early deficit, but Derek Reimer picking it off for Greenwood. He's taken down at about the 30-yard line. So Greenwood gets the ball back. Weston Wilbur launches this one to Troy Cross in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown Rangers, 28-0.
Don't they have another Cross on that team?
They do. We're going to get to him just a little bit. Couple minutes left in the first. Rangers get the ball back, hand off to Trey Cross.
There he is.
Yeah, who makes a nice gain for the Rangers. Later on, Ryan Snodgrass going to capitalize, carries this one across the goal line, 34-0. Rangers just in the first quarter, Ben. So take a look at this final. Greenwood stays undefeated, 6-0, 74-14.
Yikes! My goodness.
All right, keeping it rolling with some more highlights from that district. Snyder still winless. Fort Stockton again undefeated. Similar matchup.
Well, you never know what can happen on a Friday night.
Yeah, Panthers up 6-0 in the second quarter. But Snyder's Leroy Tavares hits Derek Dominguez. He runs this one in for a Seminole touchdown, and that extra point is good. So the Tigers lead 7-6. And guys, we have an upset.
Oh my goodness, low-scoring game.
Getting that first win of the season against formerly undefeated Fort Stockton, 14-12, the final.
Yikes.
Raise this up.
Who could have seen that coming? Well, another 4A game. Hopefully we're going to take a look at this one a little bit later. Pecos, the Eagles, they only had 2 wins in this season coming into this. Monahans just got their first one last week against Lamesa, but a close one here in the Lobos, getting the win 34-32.
All right, well, we're going to keep it rolling here. The first quarter is in the book. Coming up, more highlights from across West Texas.
Yes, a couple schools making the trip up to the Panhandle. We'll take a look at it after the break.
You're watching The Final Score, brought to you by these sponsors.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Now, many of our teams already in district play are set to begin shortly, at least. Others, though, have an easier path to the postseason.
I would say so. A handful of our teams, of course, in those infamous, helpful 14 districts, most notably 4A Division 1.
Yeah, early on, a couple teams standing out there, of course, though. One of them, the Andrews Mustangs.
They've been on a roll a little bit.
4 straight wins for them after opening up the season with that loss.
Yes, lost to Lubbock Cooper, a very, very good team. And they were on the road taking on, Aaron, say it with me, the hostile Herd. Hereford, but joke was on the Hereford. Andrews coming away with the final word right here. 27-26 in favor of the Mustangs. They get the win to improve to 5-1 on the season.
Yeah, we're going to keep it rolling, looking at some more games. Levelland just with 1 win on the season, and the Indians still looking good with 4 wins
4-1. Their only loss to Greenwood.
So here we go out to Hunter Littlefield over in Wigwam Stadium. They're going to go for 6. Levelland gets on the board.
Oh my goodness. They do have an explosive offense over the years over Levelland. Of course, former Lubbock quarterback now playing at West Texas A&M.
Keep it rolling here. Indians looking to respond. Snag this one in the end zone, and they respond in the first quarter. And then Levelland looking to return the favor. Bordayo responds with a dart of his own to Jacob Ramirez. And we've got a game here in Seminole, folks. Later on, McKee Adams going to take this one in for himself. That would give the Indians the lead, a back-and-forth game. But Levelland gets the best of the Indians, 26-14. The Indians fall short.
Nicely done right there. And Big Spring on the road. They were one of those teams up in the Panhandle taking on Canyon. And we'll see how this one went out there. Beautiful Kimbrough Memorial Stadium. We see the Canyon Eagles. By the way, they're undefeated, taking on the Steers. First drive for Big Spring. Receiver smacked by Brody Cook, and they would have a 3-and-out. Later on, This is Canyon. You know, they have a wide open playbook on offense. Double reverse pitch back to the quarterback, Jay DeFore, launching it deep to Brandon Driscoll for the touchdown. And then later on, ball again, Jay DeFore using his legs, scrambling up the field, getting tackled, but carrying the defense on this one. Eagles able to finish off the drive with a powerful run right there from Wayne Sheeran. And one more time from the Eagles, this time Ethan Cohen running around the left side. Good downfield blocking, and Cohen is going to coast in for the score. And, you know, there's some holes, and there are some holes to run through. That one, you might have been able to fit a semi through. Nice touchdown there for Brody Cook. And then finally, it's Aiden Hildinger's turn. Hildinger. Ding, ding. Ring the bell. Ring it up. Canyon picking up a nice showing in this one. 62-zip shutout over Big Spring up in the Panhandle.
My goodness. Okay, some more scores for you here. Number 9, Crane getting the win, Ben, but it's a close one.
It
Probably
was.
the closest game that they've had all year.
Crane likes to pride itself as being a purple storm. That game was a giant purple and gold storm because I don't know. I feel like the purple and gold in that game. I couldn't blame you. But yeah,
Golden Cranes stay undefeated though, 50-39.
And Ozona, by the way, came into that game 4-1. Some more scores. Reagan County was looking for its first win in Denver City, and the Owls shut out here by the Mustangs 42-0. Remember, Denver City was in that 7-0 game against Seminole last week.
All right, some more games for you here. Alpine taking on McCamey. It's going to be a tough battle over in Badger Stadium, and it was a defensive struggle early on. McCamey going for a pass with Nano Rodriguez on 4th down and goal in the first quarter. They would not convert. Later on, 4th down again. Nano again. This time, airs it out down the field for Damian Rodriguez, but it's incomplete.
A lot of Rodriguez's on this team, by
Badgers going to find their rhythm, though, here in the second quarter. Here's Nano again, throwing down the sideline to Carlos Rodriguez.
Make it 3.
These guys all related somehow. Catching this one just in time for the score, 7-0, McCamey. But here comes the fighting Bucks, Ben.
Ooh, man, they are something when they get rolling.
Jaden Kanaba handing off to Travis Ruckman. And here's a buck on the loose.
Look out.
Up the middle. And
if that thing runs in front of the road, you got to brake. Don't swerve. That's the only thing they tell you.
Later, it is 7-7. Alpine heating up after getting the ball back. Jaden Kanaba throwing this one to Aaron Fellows. Spins out of that tackle, and he's going to do the rest. He's going to take it in. Another score for the Fighting Bucks, 14-7 after that touchdown, an extra point right before the half. All right, we're going to keep it rolling with the Alpine, but here's Kanaba.
Ooh. Gone.
And he's going to, run this one in 2.
Just cruising.
Yeah. We're going to see if the Bucks go for 2 here.
Oh,
I
think they're doing
on the snap, misdirection to Mason Cavness, an offensive lineman.
Okay, whatever works.
Rebels in for 2 after a slow start. Plenty of scoring for the Fighting Bucks in the first half, 22-7 going into the third quarter, and they kept it rolling the rest of the game. 42-7, your final. And now we'll turn our focus to another 2A matchup, this one featuring one of the most improved teams in the Basin.
Yes, the Force-Hand Buffaloes, they're 3-2 on the year, but keep in mind at this point last year, Aaron, Buffs did not have a win, and they finished with only 1 when it was all said and done.
Yeah, a couple of sophomores, big part of the Buffs' offensive turnaround. They are our co-athletes of the week, quarterback Major Stockton and Chris Mendez, literally carrying the load last week against Reagan County. The 2 accounted for 329 of the Buffs' 374 yards.
Quite literally carrying the load right there.
Yes, and you know what else, Ben? They scored all 5 of those touchdowns in last week's game.
Well, I would say they definitely earned the co-athlete of the week designation. They were on the road at Wildcat Stadium taking on Wink earlier tonight. And with that, we'll check it out. Brian Gibson looking to get his bunch back to 3-3. Nicholas Gray, is he going to keep it? No, he's going to hand it off to his running back, big number 44 in there for the touchdown. And Wink gets it going later on. It's the Gibson connection. Cannon to Brock for the first down. And then finally getting ready to cap it off. This is a little sneaky, a little trick around. That's Matthew Rosas, the freshman, by the way, taking it in for the touchdown. By the way, Mason Morgan on that first touchdown for the Wildcats. And Wink, they were up 21-0 after that most recent touchdown we showed you there. They finished this game on top 45-13. And now time for one of my favorite mascots in the entire state of Texas.
Yeah, we've got Ira Ann still looking for that first win against the Winters
Blizzards, baby.
Yes.
DQ.
That is fantastic. All right.
And we go to Blizzard Stadium just to knock.
And then taking a look at some of these highlights. Malachi Kelly taking the handoff here for the Winters touchdown, 7-0. Turnover on downs for the Blizzards this time. Miguel Rodriguez for another Winters touchdown, making it 14-0. How about one more, Ben?
How about one more?
One more. Kelly taking the handoff and running it in for the Blizzards. Winter leading 21-0 at the half. Taking a look at the final. Braves fall to 0-6 on the season. 40-6 your final. Winters gets the win.
All right, now we're going to get to those six-man scores as promised. And Balmaray, they're ranked #1 in the state of Texas. Some impressive wins this year, and I think that would qualify. 82-15, the final at the half in that game, by the way.
Yeah, some more six-man scores for you here. Marfa getting a nice win over Buena Vista, but this game is actually still going on. 38-14 in the fourth quarter. We'll keep you updated on that score.
Yes, we'll see if we can get a final on that one. Grand Falls Royalty at home, #3 in Division II for six-man, taking on a Fort Davis team, kind of quietly 4-1 on the year. Grand Falls Royalty coming off that loss last week to Balmaray, but they get the 45 win here. The 48-0 win, the 45 Mercy Rule victory there.
Yeah, Garden City also getting back in the win column after losing to Rankin last week. They get a big win over Strawn.
Strawn, the #2 team in Division II, a team that beat Balmaray, you might remember, a few years back in the state championship game. So a nice quality win for the Bearcats right there. On the road as well. Some more scores. Grady taking on the Steers from Robert Lee, and the Wildcats come up short in this one, 52-6. They fall to 2-4 on the season.
Sands still looking for that first win, and they're going to have to keep searching. They fall to Westbrook 46-0. A little Mercy Rule win for the Wildcats.
And finally, Midland Christian. They were on the road taking on San Antonio Cornerstone Christian. Now, Aaron, we talked to Coach Greg McClendon earlier in the week. He talked about how this could be the toughest game they've played all year. And they come up short, but he did say he liked his chances in this one in terms of having a chance. And you see there, Mustangs coming really close to getting that win over the Warriors.
Yep. All right, we're still rolling here on Final Score. Coming up, the best highlight of the night, play of the week, is up next.
You're watching The Final Score, brought to you by these sponsors.
And now we begin the entertainment portion of the show, a little bit of music. We are, by the way, approaching the time of the year where those band competitions start to kick up. So if, anyone's looking for a little help, maybe a drum major.
No, I think they're.
I'm right here.
They're good.
Are you sure?
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think we're all set.
I mean, I can give a rhythm.
We're going to hear from some actual musicians now. For that, we're going to go to our band of the week, and it is the Monahans Marching Band.
there. By the way, I was not able, unfortunately, to get the name of those wonderful dancers, but they did such a good job. Yeah, they had the beat. They had Erin Reynolds up here.
I was
straight up inspired. She was ready to get up there.
Song.
I thought she was going to hop off the desk here and start just making up some choreography. But now that we've heard from the band, and by the way, bravo to Monahans, we're going to take a look back at some of the action on the field.
Yeah, that's right. It is time for our final score play of the week. Taking this one back to McCamey.
Yeah, McCamey Alpine, the Rodriguez connection. This is Nano Rodriguez to Carlos Rodriguez.
I couldn't even keep them all straight.
Dare I say, I think he moused him. I think he did. And not only making the grab, but you see here, keeping it inside the pylon.
2 hands?
I don't know. We'll have to see. I think it was 2, but almost more impressive that he was able to get both of his hands around on that. And nicely done. That's about perfect coverage, by the way. A shout out to McCamey. Real recognized, real. Bucks would get the win, but McCamey goes home with our play of the week.
Ben, I think we got some more highlights to check out.
We do. You know, we just saw that Monahans game.
Yes.
Wonderful band of the week. We'll check out the actual game on the field. Monahans, remember last week, picked up their first win of the season. District win, though, so that's way more important. That 1-0 you see on the right-hand side, much more important than the 1-4 for the regular season, because that wins carries playoff implications. This game could carry a lot down the road. Pecos at Monahans, and we'll check out the scene at Estes Memorial Stadium. Opening drive, Pecos, they were driving. Abel Velasquez on the end around, and he takes it deep into Monahans territory near the red zone. Later on, though, in the drive, ball is going to come out and hit the turf. Monahans, the Lobos, they jump on it, and they get the ball back, and they would not only get the stop, but try to take advantage. 4th down, Von Heflin. This pass complete to Jaheim Amos. That was from about midfield, about a 4th and 8, so a gutsy call, a gutsy play. This one easily could have been our play of the week as well. Braden Kesey making the grab on the pass from Heflin into the end zone for a touchdown. 7-0 Monahans at the end of the first quarter. You know, I do like to think I can pick my shots pretty well on the sideline there. But Pecos, you saw there, it's kind of back and forth, at least when we were out there. And the Eagles, as we mentioned earlier in the show, 34-32, able to get not only a gutsy win, Aaron, but a win that could be huge for playoff implications. Remember, Monahans, when they beat Lamesa last year, that game was the one that decided the final playoff spot. Could this be of a similar taste? Could the Monahans Lamesa game from last year, or from last week, be similar? You never know. That's the great thing about this district. So every result, especially for those teams on the bubble, huge implications. All right, our last break is coming up, but when we come back, we bring you our final thoughts, including our game of the week, a shootout in Rankin.
You're watching The Final Score, brought to you by these sponsors.
All right, well, week 6 has come and gone, and a lot of teams that are off this week, that are going to be off these next few weeks. But, Aaron, we never take a break here on the Final Score. We always bring you the action.
Yeah, we're always grinding here, and it's not just us. All of our wonderful behind-the-scenes crew and photographers, we love you guys so much.
I guess part of that we're going to have to give a shout-out to, part of that crew that makes it all possible, our Game of the Week reporter, Jake Eichstedt. He was at a great game, Rankin, Sterling City, back and forth. You know, Rankin, we always say it, if anything, they're going to give you a lot of offense. That was the case tonight, 74-66, coming up short, but still impressive showing. And from Rankin, Jake with some thoughts from that one.
The Final Score Sports Desk, brought to you by Stanley Ford.
Ben, Aaron, welcome back to Red Devil Stadium tonight. And as you guys said, it was absolutely a shootout. Super exciting game. In fact, I was probably more excited watching this game than Ben is watching Jeopardy every single day. Super quick start for both teams, 52-44 at halftime. In fact, I heard the foghorn so many times. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a fan of the foghorn as it starts to quiet down here at Red Devil Stadium. Turnovers, interceptions, fumbles early for the Red Devils, showing a lot of inexperience. A team with only 4 seniors. But Coach Avalos absolutely loved the resilience that they had, just the persistence to keep going, keep fighting, never gave up, kept it at a 1-score game pretty much the entire time. They had a lot of young guys step up. Junior Deshaun Goodley is as good of a football player I've seen. He's a very tall receiver, plays running back as well, threw some touchdown passes as well. He was huge for their offense. And then they have a sophomore, Braxton Kirkland, just a bulldog on both sides of the ball, playing the interior on that defensive line and getting some plays at running back. Both those guys showing that the future is really bright for Rankin. But again, this season is far from over for Rankin. They are 5-1. They're going to have a bye week coming up this next week. Lick their wounds, heal up. They have Nueces Canyon after that. And again, their season is far from over, you guys. And that's going to wrap it up here at Stadium, you guys. Ben, Aaron, back to you.
I think they're telling them to get out.
I think so. Out!
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jake, for that. And, you know, some interesting results. Aaron, I'm curious what stands out to you as your final thoughts of the night.
Yes, well, we had a lot of teams going into this week undefeated, especially out of that 17 district in 4A.
Yes.
District 2. So we had Greenwood, and then Fort Stockton had also been playing extremely well. So I was really surprised by their game tonight. The Panthers falling short to Snyder at home tonight.
Yeah, a low-scoring game as well.
Yeah, it was 14-12 the final. Snyder having a little bit of a rocky start this season.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we got some highlights for you here. The Tigers just able to hang on there.
The Tigers are a tricky team. They always have a lot of just size, speed, athleticism.
Well, and they played really well last year, too. So.
Yes. Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see them as down, you know, not as down, but just struggling as much as they were at the start of it. You know, I'm going to say for my final thoughts, you know, unfortunately we didn't have the highlights, but Andrews on the road against Hereford, and we've seen how Hereford has been kind of a thorn in a lot of people's sides.
Yeah.
Remember, they had a big win over Greenwood last year, and then Greenwood kind of avenged that. But Andrews able to go up to the Panhandle. That's a long road trip. And get that win, improve to 5-1, and I think I'm most impressed by just their ability to stick to it after opening the season, with that loss against Lubbock Cooper.
And and that loss was a valid loss.
Especially, too, there's so much built in before you start playing games that, you know, it can feel like the end of the world. Oh, no, we're not going to go undefeated. We lost that first week. But credit to Coach Mason and that staff over there for getting them in the right direction, and looks like they're going to be a force once again. Really quick, we do want to mention Marfa Buena Vista. We had this earlier in the night, 38-14 Marfa in the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, that is the most up-to-date score we have at the moment. But if you go to our website, yourbasin.com. We will keep you updated with the final score on that one. But again, that is the latest we have from there.
Yeah, and then if you missed any of these games, or if you want to watch some of those highlights, we're going to work on getting these highlights on our website ASAP. So.
Absolutely. Check out that social media.
Yeah. Our final piece of housekeeping mentioned those 6A teams not taking the field tonight, getting in one last week of practice before district play. Yeah,
you know, in the district so far, a little different than last year. We'll show you how the teams have done during the non-district part of the season. Midland Lee, 5-0, only undefeated team in the district. Tascosa, 4-1, state semifinals from a year ago. Friendship, though.
I know.
That's going to be a much improved team this year, so you can't take the Tigers for granted. And then you see Permian, some early season struggles, but they're kind of going in the right direction. Odessa High, both of them are 2-3. Midland High, 1-4. Well, Aaron, it was a blast.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Same place next week. Let's do it again.
Sure.
Another week of final score. We'll see you next Friday night. Kim.